Welcome to this Wood City Collector presentation. I'm Paul, and I had a couple of lots from WhatNot come in the other day. Finally get time to film, and it's basically like if I went to the thrift store, because the seller I buy from, which I'll put the name in the description if I remember, which I probably should remember, buys things cheaply, sells everything at $1. You buy three items, you pay shipping on the first three. Anything else after that's free shipping. You just pay the bid price and the tax. Everything here is basically, if not $1, very close to $1. We got Lesneys, we got models of Matchbox models of yesteryear. We got a Husky, we got some Matchbox, not Matchbox, Hot Wheels, and some NASCAR. I'll tell the NASCAR thing is gonna go last because it's one of the cool things I got. We'll start with the models of yesteryear. This is a train. Well, the yesteryear, the Duke of WhatNot. It's a bit beat up, but it looks good on a shelf. I've had it on the shelf already. It's models of yesteryear. It was $1. I must be one of the only, I put on Instagram, I'm one of the only weirdos out there getting them because they look good on a shelf. Then we have us a 1929 4.5 liter Bentley, which it's only missing the little sticker. It should have been a sticker here, the number 5. It's the number 5. Little beat up, little ratty, but looks good. Again, looks good on the shelf with the Ferrari race car that I already have in the models of yesteryear, and that's in British Racing Green. Right there. Sticking with the models of yesteryear, we have a 1905 GP Mercedes, I think it says, in cream color. All good wheels, good roller, all the parts are there. Steering wheel, bench seats. The back tire might be missing possibly some kind of a cover, or maybe not. I haven't looked online for pictures yet. So there's the 1905 Mercedes. We're gonna go with the one Husky now. It's a Land Rover, some kind of a Land Rover truck. Pretty cool. There's only one tiny bit of break there, but we got the piece. Can fix that later. Overall, very nice condition. And if you work with Huskies, they get the cheapest plastic bases that often break. So to see that everything's here and is in this good a condition, I must have been the only guy watching that day that collects the old stuff. Now, sticking with Land Rovers, this one's a bit of a beater, but I wanted this casting for the longest time, and I never found it when I went thrift shopping. It's a Land Rover Series 2. Very well seen better days, but it displays nice on the shelf. I don't care in this condition because it's a survivor. It could have easily gone in the landfill or been thrown out throughout the years, but it's still here. And as long as I'm here, it's going to continue to stay on that shelf, which, if I remember at the end of the video, I'll tack down on the end of the video, show you that shelf that I have. All the cool stuff. With the Lesneys. We have us the Scammell breakdown truck in relatively good condition for its age. They're like 59, I think. 1959 models. The plastic black wheels is your base. Got the tow hook. Big beefy truck. It would hurt if you threw it at your brother, which I don't recommend doing because they're vintage Matchbox. But this one's even heavier. It's the Mack dump truck, missing its tires. I got this because I have one, and I didn't know that. I didn't remember the condition, and this was again only $1. All I need to do is get some tires. Perfectly fine by me if I get some tires and leave it as it is, because I like them as survivors. The dump mechanism works perfectly fine. The hydro sleeve is still intact. Works to keep it from falling. But again, does need tires. Which, if I can figure out where to get them, and they're not that expensive, which they probably will be, I may pick up a set. Then to go with my ambulance collection, we've got the Lomas ambulance. with the decal still on there. The decal's in perfect condition. The paint, not so much. The detailed grill and headlight and bumper. Ambulance on this side's pretty good too. Missing the doors like they usually are. There's you look at the base and your regular wheels. We have the Jaguar MK Mark 10. You should look at the base. Jaguar MK10. Seen better days, but we'll go guys in my collection like I like them. Sure, mint is good, but they're only original once. Here's your opening engine compartment where it flips forward, including the grill. Cream off-white interior that could use a cleaning. You know, you could restore these, but I call myself a preservationist collector. So look at the trailer hitch. So I'm happy to leave them just the way they are. Personal preference. You do you. Next, we have what I would consider one of my bucket list finds. I know I didn't get a thrift store, but I was wondering when it is the Commer ice cream canteen. You look at the base. Still got the guy inside. I do think, unfortunately, the ice cream is missing. I believe in his left hand he's holding onto an ice cream cone. But to find one in this good a condition for $1, like, dude, if I went to the thrift store, probably, these might be $1. With the old thrift store I used to like to go to, that unfortunately closed. They could be $1. They might be priced differently, being a case. It all depends on who prices stuff and puts what where. So that's the end of the Matchbox stuff. We've got 3 vintage Hot Wheels and something for the good collection to go on this lovely display I have back here on the Volks wall down the bottom. So I have to rearrange very little. We have the Royal Flash from Hot Wheels. I have one of these, but mine's way more beaten than this. This is good enough. I'd say this is good enough to display. A few chips here, a few chips there. A few flea bites where it's going to naturally happen. Glass isn't too bad. The wheels are nice. Rolls nicely. Why they call it Why do they call it the Royal Flash? Yet it says Lotus right on the front. I'll never know, unless it's switched where they had not had Lotus licensing when they originally did the casting. I don't know. I'm not a Hot Wheels historian. Then we have one of, I don't remember which because it doesn't say on the base. One of the old Porsche castings from the Hot Ones, I think they are. Old Hot One wheels. Tapos are pretty well on there, still well. Really nice. Only paid $1 again. A few chips on the wing, a few chips all around, but ultimately it is a nice survivor car. Then we have the surprise lot, which I wasn't expecting to see this in the lot, and it was a Volkswagen Golf, technically a hair splitter. The blue speed machine, I think they called them, with the opening hood, which still clips, which this will be the last time I'll open it. It is in tattier condition than the one I have on the Volks wall. I'm not going to probably get one in mint condition unless I get a really good deal or a trade on something, because these things go for quite a bit of money. I'm definitely not going to get a packaged one to open. There's your plastic base. Thing is lighter than a feather. So there's that. Then we have the thing that's actually going on the Volks wall is the Volkswagen Brasilia, which this is a 5-pack exclusive. I think it was a Jungle something 5-pack. So I'm happy to get the 5-pack exclusive because they're going to be slightly more expensive to get if you buy them on eBay because it's from a 5-pack. Really, really nice condition. A little bit. This could possibly be package rub and whatnot, but you know, it's good enough for me. Sure, mint is nice, but I'm cheap. And lastly, we have that lot from NASCAR. We have a Dale Earnhardt Jr. Liquid Chrome Oreo Ritz race car from, I believe it's 2002 is when this raced. I could be wrong. I'm not a NASCAR guy, so I'm going to do this. Put this here. Put him here. Then we have his father, Dale Earnhardt, in the BF Goodwrench, GM Goodwrench Services, the regular race car. Then we have from the 2000, I believe it's the 2000 Daytona 500 winning Dale Earnhardt Sr. racing a Tasmanian Devil livery car. Now this lot I think was like $7, not just for those, but I got it more for this. Right here, that white square in the middle is a piece of metal from his race car from the number 3 GM Goodwrench Service Plus Chevy Monte Carlo Taz body, driven by Dale Earnhardt at the 2000 Daytona 500. And the car came with it. How cool is that going to be to display in the Diecasrt alcove? I'm going to find a special place to put that. Here's the back of the card. If you want to read any of that stuff. We're going to turn this off. Ugh. Oh, a little bit further. So we get the Taz car in the front. Because the car goes with the Taz car. And it's right there. This, put this back here. So that we can then pull this back this way. Pop you a little this way and have a nice thumbnail for you to have seen at the beginning of the video. And I'll wrap you up by saying, if you made it this far, it's a long one, but it's a good one. Let me know what's your favorites. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. And as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Never leave the Diecast up behind. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.